So we welcome Jasmine to the stage. Come on, Jasmine, have a seat there. Join me here. Jasmine, I hear that Rejuve AI is all about longevity, and does this mean that you and your team never ages, or do you guys just have incredible skincare routines?
Yeah, I mean, we do have a pretty beautiful team, so and we're all pretty passionate in our own ways about extending our health spans, lifespans, and emitting the radiance of the longevity that we all want to see.
Yeah, well, lovely to have you here with us, and you were here with us last year, indeed. And you know, if you could just share with us, Jasmine, just a little bit about. I kind of gave a brief introduction to Rejuve AI, but can you just tell myself and the audience as to essentially what do you do and why do you do it?
Yeah, so I'm the CEO of Rejuve.ai, which is all focused on democratizing and decentralizing longevity on the research level and just on overall global health and wellness. What we're working on is basically creating and really an ecosystem around health and wellness that allows individuals to monetize their health data, get AI-driven personalized insights and recommendations, and get access to products and services that help them extend their health span and lifespan journey indefinitely. So being able to fill in gaps in research and data, and also bringing those solutions to more people who desire them.
Great. And can you tell us, you know, what is your background and why is this your passion, and why have you set this up?
So my background is in health information management, so a lot of analysis of pretty much reading the doctor's handwriting. How I got into it was basically, I used to work just for a big major hospital system in Texas, actually. And you know, I was reading these records and seeing the patients come in and out and seeing the price tags on the top, and just seeing that people were going in sick, you know, sometimes coming out sicker. There wasn't any real solution and drive to actually improve their overall outcomes. It was reactionary and a little bit sad. So this opportunity just sort of came about, and I got involved and I mean, I've always been passionate about longevity and wellness and improving health. So yeah, it was just kind of a natural fit to begin to lead an organization like this that's focused on kind of bringing these real-world preventative solutions to people and trying to kind of stop these things in their tracks before it gets to the point where you have to do a 30-day hospital stay or something of that nature.
Super. So maybe just to storify it and to just maybe take me as an example. So I'm 52 years of age. Mm-hmm. Bring me through a journey of how you would enable me to improve my life and my longevity, my health span, my lifespan.
So yeah, today a lot of people are kind of already wearing these wearable devices. I didn't have mine today because it didn't quite match. Sure. But yeah, so these technologies are able to kind of early detect certain signs of maybe decline in health pattern, not necessarily diagnosing anything, but just noticing, hey, might be a little something wrong. We're building a mobile application for people to track these metrics, keep track of their health, their clinical data as well, and then even deeper as we progress, genomics and epigenetic data as well. And so we're kind of painting a picture of kind of everyday health and wellness and where you are, and kind of giving this feedback and coaching to be able to improve your life on a day-to-day basis, and hopefully improve and prevent overall decline in condition to lead to a healthier and better life. And
so if you could maybe storify it in, you know, an example, a male, 52 years of age, I'm wearing a Whoop, an Apple Watch, and I weigh myself every day on a smart scale. So give an example of actually how this is going to work for me in terms of my data and my biofeedback, and ultimately also what are you doing that is not out there, and what are you basically doing that isn't being done?
All right, so if you're kind of starting from that picture, you'll get some insights and recommendations on what you can do today, and kind of overall, and just more education on how these are affecting, let's say, different hallmarks of aging. And another unique feature is that you can also earn our cryptocurrency token. I saw that we're actually having a Web3 event tomorrow, which is pretty exciting, that those worlds are merging more and more. So you can get these tokens and then use them in a network ecosystem in exchange for, let's say, supplements, tests like epigenetic tests, telomere length tests, all that sort of thing. and all different host of products to be able to generate more data to put into the application and the AI systems to give a better picture of where you are in this spectrum, and also just be able to continue that pathway. Did I miss anything?
Yeah, so can you give me a case example of where this has actually been used? Is this in the research phase, or has this been applied clinically? Is it in drug trials, or actually is it been actually in use around the world?
So right now we have a couple thousand beta testers that have been giving us feedback on the application and their experience, and we've also we've done a massive redesign of the application since last year I was here, which you can see out in our booth how it's looking these days. So we're aiming to go live this year. It'll be on both the iOS and Android platforms to begin to collect all of this data and empower people. And that's really what it's about too, is building this international research database to be able to have all of your clinical, lifestyle, genomic, all of these type of data sets to create realistic simulations and models of both individuals and at the population level.
And is there anything out there like this?
Well, there are, like say, longevity applications are beginning to take some hold. So there are a few out there. I think it's an emerging space still. It's still very new. But it's pretty exciting that we actually have this now going beyond just only meal tracking or only exercise tracking, being able to holistically track and monitor health and wellness and be able to create accurate projections.
And what do you mean by decentralized platform?
So yes.
And maybe just explain to people, before we even talk about decentralization, what does a platform mean at a very basic level? Is it like an app store?
Well, I see a platform as kind of like a system. So you have the app itself, you have the database, you have the community of users and professionals, you have the providers and partners. We've amassed a pretty nice network of partners as well that are providing the products and services. And then you have the AI, that's a key component, and then the experts that are kind of feeding back on the insights and recommendations that are coming out and going in. So that's kind of what's meant by a platform, is it's kind of a whole entire framework to kind of have this continuous progress of research, development, insights, feedback, improvement of outcomes, and it creates a positive feedback loop. And so the decentralization component comes in the fact that we're able to do this worldwide. So it's not that it's only focused on rich countries or Western countries or any specific demographics. It's anyone who's interested in extending their health span. And with the cryptocurrency token, that's also able to just involve more people and be able to give them a more tangible let's say reward for actually contributing this data instead of only just logging in and it going into this kind of vast sea of data where you never see it again. You're actually able to tangibly receive something in exchange.
Okay, cool. And you've mentioned a number of kind of key words that we hear all the time, and maybe simplify it as well for us. So you would obviously use cloud, you would use AI, I think blockchain, and you also mentioned Web3. So can you explain simply how your product uses those, and kind of in a way, what are those solutions, including Web3, which a lot of people don't understand what it is?
Yeah, I mean, Web3 is a super exciting space within itself, and it is underlined mostly by blockchain and kind of distributed ledgers, all this sort of thing. And it's kind of the evolution of the internet where it is all about decentralization. It's all about individuals being able to actually take ownership over their data, ownership over their identities, being able to link all of the data that they're putting in to this overall cloud framework and AI, and being able to directly link that and trace that to what it became. So let's say you put your data into the Rejuve app. In the immediate term, you get these rewards. But in the long term, if it does get used in some kind of revolutionary drug product that extends health span, let's say, or extends human lifespan by 30 years or something, the fact that you have contributed that data and that it was used in these studies and trials and overall development can be traced on the blockchain, and you can kind of continuously receive any proceeds that were generated from it. And that's kind of where we're headed. And it's a really exciting time to be in this space.
Cool. And blockchain is another one of those words. Can you explain what blockchain is, but also how you're using it and how it ensures privacy and security, which is kind of one of the key things about it?
Yeah, so it's pretty much a way to give an anonymous record of transactions and of interactions. So in the typical, like the Web 2, which is the regular internet that we're in now, kind of things just kind of happen in the background, and there's no transparency or visibility unless you're kind of deep into the code. On the blockchain, you can pretty much enter in a key and address, and you can see the entire history of how it moved from A to B. And that's kind of the essence of what it is. And blockchain can be used in a variety of different ways. One of them is with digital currencies, which is kind of one of the big ones that's people most know about today. And what was the second part again, if you can remember?
Well, as somebody who is, my two daughters are dyslexic. I suspect I possibly am as well, but I also am slightly crippled as well because I'm dyscalculic. So if you put a lot of numbers in front of me, I just kind of glaze over. So are you one of these people who's smart, good with numbers? Do you have a data scientific background? What is your core background and training and your kind of talents and strengths?
Well, my background is in health data management. So that's kind of what my passion is about the data. We do have a great team of data scientists who are working on the machine learning side, on the actual, the data science and organization of how we actually plot this and turn it into real meaningful insights. My passion and background is actually in the more, I guess, the clinical side and disease processes and how it kind of evolves, and even at the cellular level and whatnot.
It's kind of interesting, everybody in this room thinks differently. Some people are more left side of their brain, more analytical. Some people are more creative. So you've obviously got a good analytical, mathematical data side of your brain. What about, how's your other side, the creative side? Are you a creative person, and is there a synergy there?
I would say I definitely do have a creative side, and I think that comes with kind of the design of how everything sort of works together, and even kind of including a bit of spiritual elements when it comes to longevity. We know that mental health is also just as important as physical health. And so I think that being able to, and I mean, even when we look at supercentenarians, a lot of people are, when they say how they live longer, it's because of their social connections, it's because they're having purpose and meaning in life. So I think definitely that's where it comes in for me, is I think those are important things that we need to highlight and look into more on how does our creative pursuits, how does our kind of social, mental, and spiritual lives actually impact our gene expression, for instance. I think there's not enough research and study on that, and platforms such as Rejuve can begin to dive more into those spaces and begin to give rise to some more hard data and facts and bring it into the realm of science and outside of just the realm of intuition. Cool.
I'm actually partially associated with the Royal College of Surgeons in Ireland, and we're trying to create a world-class public engagement space that's fully immersive. And part of that is to, explain to people, facts about their health, but it's also to connect with people on an emotional level, because if you're buying a car or somebody's trying to influence you, it's not necessarily the facts that often get you to change, it's the emotional aha moment. And in Ireland, the number 1 and number 2 visitor attraction centres, and I'm sure some of you have or will be going to them. Number 1 is the Guinness Brewery Storehouse, and the other one is the Jameson Distillery. So in Ireland, we call it having a paddy and a pint. But I think I'd like to replace a paddy and a pint with focusing on people and patients and healthcare rather than necessarily sick care. So I think when you're trying to create an app and trying to improve longevity like we all are, you can't just present people with necessarily data. And sometimes biofeedback can have an emotional element to it that's very positive. But is there an emotional component that you see as a capacity to tap into to really influence change? Because sometimes if you want somebody to quit smoking, you can tell them about all the stats, but you then got to actually say to them, well, actually, you've got a couple of grandkids. Do you want to be with them in 2 years' time? And then they go, okay, that might change my ways. So how do you see what you're doing as actually really making a difference from an analytical, but also an emotional perspective, which is key?
Yeah, I mean, and that is a good point that, a lot of people do kind of enjoy viewing their metrics and using mobile apps, but then there's a lot of people who, maybe that's not the most effective way. You can have an app telling you, okay, you need to do this and not do that, but what more can you do? So a lot of, one of the strengths too of this kind of Web3 revolution is community. So we're going out and meeting people in real life. We're creating and stimulating people to actually form groups in real life. We've actually just recently launched a community ambassador program, which has several prongs, including empowering physicians and clinicians, and there to begin to promote these ideas of preventative medicine, bring more awareness to longevity in and of itself. Because what I would really like to see is that longevity becomes less of kind of this ethereal topic and becomes more real life, where you're going to the doctor and it's not just about preventing, or it's not just about treating a sickness or a symptom that you're having, but it's about looking at your health in a more holistic way and saying, how can you improve and optimize your life? Not just remaining at a stasis where, okay, it looks like nothing's wrong. How do we get it so that you're at the best that you can possibly be? And I think that's where it can really shine, is in this kind of cultural revolution of how we think about longevity in and of itself. And that naturally kind of brings more human connection as it begins to be a more common topic that people are discussing.
In healthcare, I believe 97% of data is either not used or underutilized, which is an awful shame. And as a radiologist, we acquire billions of pixels every day. What is the opportunity in a world that is now multimodal biomedical? So we've got so much siloed information. So we've got genomics, proteomics, electronic healthcare records, bloods, imaging, wearables, environmental, and all of that is, massive amount of data that's unconnected. And really the key thing to create precision healthcare and digital twins is to bring it all together. But we only can do that with supercomputers, quantum computing, AI, generative AI. It's a huge task, and you're partially tackling that. Would that be fair to say? And what about all the other bits, the proteomics, the genomics, the wearables, the electronic healthcare records, the imaging? Do you see yourself complementing it, or actually ultimately would you envisage you capturing it all?
So we're definitely trying to capture that all, and that's why the network aspect really plays a role, is kind of incentivizing and enabling people to obtain such data and put it all together and to paint one complete picture. The more of these complete pictures that we have, the more that we can sort of create, this movie and what's actually going on at the intercellular level. I think all of those data types you mentioned are all something that we're either already have or looking forward to add to our platform. And having people give this data and then get their real life kind of immediate insights from it. But then as we kind of go on and collect more and more data, being able to have a bigger picture of how these actual systems work and being able to model, hallmarks of aging and all that sort of thing. So yeah, and you mentioned the quantum computing as well. That's something that we're quite interested in as well, to integrate into our overall strategy.
Sure. Well, Jasmine, that's great. And maybe we could just land this and just ask you, where do you see the landscape of longevity research evolving over the next 5 years?
I think there's a great acceleration. Right now it's beginning to become more and more mainstream, so I think that we're definitely going to see some great advances alongside the ones that we already have. And yeah, the most exciting part again is being able to start to shift our model from this reactionary to actual optimizing people's health spans, to how do you get to the longevity escape velocity of making it to older in life in better and better health condition, so you can continue to see the emergence of these technologies that are coming and be able to benefit from them directly within the company of your loved ones as well.
Well, super, and thanks for landing the plane so perfectly there. So everybody, just a round of applause for Jasmine, and thank you for sharing. So.